Hello, my name is Bobby Vaught. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you got nothing better to do in the next couple of minutes. I'm going to try to keep this short if I can. Head's about to explode. So I'm looking into this Mamdani guy, Zohran Mamdani, who it appears looks like he's going to win the Democrat primary New York City mayor, which means he most likely, very highly probable, he becomes mayor if he wins finishes off and wins the primary, becomes mayor, because he would most likely defeat the Republican in New York City. So let's just get into this. So I'm looking into this. So Mamdani, he's outright stated he wants to raise taxes on business. He's going to drive the tax base out of New York City. He does not understand economics, but in addition to that, he wants city government-run grocery stores. Okay, so he's going full-bore socialist there. That's what socialist means. The capital is owned collectively, okay? City-run government grocery stores. First off, let's clarify a couple of things here. There is a difference between, and make sure we define terms correctly, there is a difference between corporate business, in other words, publicly traded, in other words, something you could trade in the stock market, versus private equity. The private equity meaning, for example, a mom and pop type store, not a corporate structure, not publicly traded. Both publicly traded and private equity are considered in the private sector in the sense that it is not government run. Okay, so looking into this, I was using the Google AI overview just to kind of figure out Mamdani's plan here. Even a private equity store will still be required to pay property taxes. The government-run store, no. No property taxes. Government can't tax itself. So, how convenient. So the government simply assigns itself a competitive advantage in the form of eliminating a cost that the private equity store, that includes mom and pop stores, not exclusively corporate structure, wouldn't have. Even the small business owners, still end up with a competitive disadvantage because the government simply assigns itself that advantage by making them pay property tax, and may even raise it. Government can raise that property tax, anytime they want. I'm so sure those small business owners must be fuming over this, and they should be, not to mention the millions of shareholders in the publicly traded companies. I mean, the government-run stores wouldn't pay rents either, creating yet another competitive advantage for their own stores. Go figure. You would sure love to be in a business where you have the authority to simply assign yourself advantages the competition doesn't have. It seems Mamdani's plan, his idea, is to prove socialism is better, at least in his own mind. His idea to prove socialism better is to simply tax capitalism out of existence. Wouldn't you just love to be in a business where you have the authority to take cash off the balance sheet of your competition and stick it onto your own balance sheet? Because that's really what this amounts to. Direct verbatim from the AI that I looked up, the focus of his Mamdani grocery store plan is on creating a public alternative that is tax exempt. Essentially, even if the grocery store survives, it will only be by running it on taxing the capitalist stores. Gee, how convenient. I mean, this is just absolutely mind-numbing. I don't know how you get more underhanded than to get into government expressly for the purpose of taxing competition out of existence, either taxing it out of existence or taxing it, the private sector, and then using that money to run your own government-run store. That is just absolutely mind-numbingly underhanded. I can't even imagine anything more underhanded than that. Unbelievable. Until next time, hope you're having a great day. See you then.